Greetings everyone, and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel and my first ever YouTube video. I am Dr. Corey Stern, and I would like to bring you what I consider to be some very important health information. I just want to first apologize for any technical difficulties because I am not very tech savvy, and I am just recording this on my phone. I don't have a great setup. I know I have a window over there. I'm not supposed to have a window on one side of me. So just bear with me until I get better at this. Also, I have two dogs behind me, and they may make noise at any minute. So that's just, my life. My life is two dogs making noise at the most inopportune times. So I just want to tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm doing this. And it feels like it's something very important for me to be doing. When I was a child, I was basically raised on junk food and garbage. And my parents both smoked cigarettes and marijuana, and basically fed me sugar all the time. That's pretty much all I ate, sugar. And my mom didn't really cook very much, so many nights I was eating Kentucky Fried Chicken or McDonald's or pizza for dinner and drinking lots of soda and candy and ice cream and cake and cookies, and lots of other refined processed foods. And I was always sick as a kid, not very sick, but always on antibiotics. I always had either a throat infection or an ear infection or a bladder infection. And by the time I was 15, I got a really severe strep throat infection that just wouldn't resolve. And I was put on one antibiotic after another, and nothing was helping. And so I decided when I was 15 that medical doctors weren't really good at helping you to get well. And I started to do some research, and this is back in the late 70s. There was a magazine called Prevention. I think it's still being published. And it was like one of the only alternative health publications that was, I guess, mainstream. And my stepmom, who was a registered nurse, had a subscription to it. So I was stuck in bed because I really didn't feel good. And it was summertime also, which further upset me because I didn't even feel well enough to hang out with my friends and have fun. So I just started to do some research on health and try to figure out how to fix myself, since nobody else seemed to know how to do it. And reading Prevention magazine, I came to the realization that what you eat actually affects your health. And I then understood why I was sick, having been raised on garbage my entire life, for 15 years eating garbage, and now I couldn't recover from an illness. So I decided to completely change my own diet when I was 15. I was working as a babysitter, and back in those days I was making $1 an hour, which was big money. And I started to spend all of my money on food. Completely cleaned up my diet, stopped eating sugar, stopped eating fast food, junk food, took white flour out of my diet, preservatives, really cleaned it up. And I started to go to my local health food store. I think there was one in the neighborhood, and I lived in Manhattan, so you would think there would be a lot, but there wasn't back in the late 70s. And I found a book there called Back to Eden, which was like the guide, the Bible to natural health. And I started buying herbs in the health food store and making myself concoctions. And it actually worked. I healed myself. So that kind of started me on my journey and my interest, actually I would say my obsession with natural health. And I just want to stop for a moment and talk about the words natural and health in the same sentence, because that really shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be something that has to be said, because health should come naturally. And from my viewpoint and what I discovered when I was 15 is that God has actually given us everything that we need on this planet Earth to be healthy. There's no reason why we shouldn't have perfect health and live a lot longer and a lot healthier than we do now. But as I'm sure you know, we have completely depleted the planet of most of the resources that are there for us to stay healthy. So that's really what I want to talk about, and that's kind of part of my obsession, is that I know so many people who are becoming so aware of things going on in the world that aren't right and are participating in trying to make change happen and pretty much save the world from evil. But while we're doing that, while we're saving the world from evil, and whatever that evil is, whatever I am referring to, whether that's human and child trafficking, sex trafficking, pedophilia, oops, I don't think I'm supposed to say that word. You know what I'm talking about. Those things, while we're doing that, we're still poisoning ourselves. It makes me a little bit crazy to see that a lot of people are shaking off their programming about the world and unlearning everything that they've learned about the world and waking up to understanding, or as Charlie Freak, if you guys listen to Charlie Freak, as he likes to say, understanding, and I actually prefer that word because understanding implies that something's on top of you, right? So understanding, you're understanding what's going on out there, but you're not fully getting that you need to take full control of your health, because ain't nobody gonna do that for you. Nobody's gonna do it for you. So the only thing that you can do right now is become fully educated and start making some changes. And there are practitioners like myself. By the way, I didn't mention this. I am a chiropractor by degree, but I have further training in nutrition, what we call holistic nutrition, which is a little different than, let's say, conventional nutrition. And that's mostly what I do for a living. Mostly what I do for a living is help people through holistic nutrition. So there's other people who do what I do that we can refer you to if you need a little help with it. But I just want to at least go over some basic principles with you so that you understand why this is so important, and help you to be able to make some changes on your own. So the first concept that I want to discuss is this idea that your body is actually made out of what you eat. So the saying you are what you eat is actually true. And this is how that works. Your body is made out of cells. Every part of you is made out of cells. Your brain is made out of brain cells. Your hair is made out of hair cells. Your skin's made out of skin cells. Your heart's made out of heart cells, and so on. And you probably know, but not everybody does when I ask this question, you probably know that your cells are always dying, right? They don't live that long. They live 90 to 120 days. So if your cells are always dying, why are you alive? And the answer is because you're growing new ones. But very few people actually think about where their body gets the material it needs to grow the new cells. And the answer to that is nutrition. So food gives your body the replacement parts it needs to grow healthy new cells. So if you eat good food, you'll grow healthy cells and your body will function properly. But if you eat crappy food, you're going to grow crappy cells. And then one or more things is going to go wrong in your body. And it could be anything. Anything can go wrong, right? You can develop symptoms. So symptoms like headaches or pain or fatigue, low energy, insomnia. You can develop diseases, diagnoses like, autoimmune disease, thyroid disease, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and so on. So when your organs are dysfunctioning, you will not feel well. And unfortunately, a lot of times when you don't feel well, when you have low energy and you're trying to get through the day and you don't feel good, what do? A lot of people reach for something with sugar or caffeine, something to keep them going so they can make it through the day. And now you've actually caused more nutritional deficiency in your body by doing that. A nutritional deficiency leads to ill health or dis-ease. So let's just talk about the actual definition of good food versus crappy food. These are my definitions. I might have stolen them from someone many years ago. I don't remember, but this is how I explain it to patients. So good food is anything that grows on the ground, grows on a tree, or has a mother and is minimally processed. So it grows on the ground, right? Vegetables grow on the ground, some fruits, and technically also grains. Grains grow on the ground. What grows on trees, fruits and nuts, what has a mother. So we're talking about animal proteins, eggs also, so any kind of meat, fish, eggs, even dairy technically has a mother. And what do we mean by minimally processed? So cooking is a minimal process, and fermenting, sprouting, those are minimal processes. But anything else that you do, you take a grain like wheat and then you mill it and then you strip it of nutrients and then you bleach it with a chlorine gas to make it white and then you add a bunch of poison to it. That's not minimally processed. So while technically grains are considered food because they grow on the ground, once you've done all that and turned it into a commercial bread, it's no longer considered food. It's called a processed product. And most processed products are loaded with chemicals, toxic chemicals, sugars, bad quality salt, processed refined salts. So these chemicals, these sugars, these salts are very detrimental to your health. They're highly addictive. They cause nutritional deficiency and they cause diseases like cancer. So when you're eating a diet in heavily processed foods, your body is not as healthy as it should be. And in addition to that, you're being exposed a lot. A lot of you, most of you are being exposed frequently to other toxins in the environment, in your house, in the air, in the water, and you're using products that you don't really think twice about that are toxic, like using traditional antiperspirant that has aluminum in it, toxic, or a lot of personal care products that have formaldehyde in them as a preservative. And a lot of times it doesn't say formaldehyde on the label. It has all kinds of different words that mean formaldehyde, right? So these kinds of things, your laundry detergent, your dishwashing soap, your household cleaning products. And then people use a lot of products on their body. So the typical person uses shampoo and conditioner and toothpaste and some kind of soap on their body, sometimes also different soap on their face. Then they use a lot of times lotion, and then women are using all kinds of creams on their face cream, under eye cream, then makeup, all this stuff. So you see, I don't wear any makeup. By the way, I'm 57, so you want to look just like me when you grow up. Do what I say. So you basically are being poisoned on a regular basis unless you're being really careful. And you already know all this. So if you already know all this, that's great. Maybe I'll say something you didn't know. I don't know. But if you already know all this, you don't actually need to listen. But most people don't know a lot of what I'm going to be talking about. And I'll cover different topics. So each video, I'm going to try to keep the videos short because I know everyone's busy. I'm busy. You're busy. We're all busy. So for me, it's easier to do briefer videos and be specific on different topics. So what I do want to say, though, is, and this is my important point here, why are all these poisons in our food and in our environment and in our products? Who put them there? And don't they know they're bad for us? Why are they allowed to do that? Why is the United States Food and Drug Administration in the same department? Food and drugs. And it makes sense because if you keep eating the food, you're going to end up on drugs. That's how it works. And I don't need to tell you that drugs, medications, pharmaceuticals, and over-the-counter medications also do not fix anything. They do not fix anything. They handle symptoms. They are symptom managers. They actually suppress your symptoms. So they force your body into an unnatural reaction, and then you have side effects. There is no such thing as a drug without a side effect. Not even over-the-counter drugs, not even things that people don't think twice about. Popping a Tylenol, popping an Advil, popping a Tums, or Prilosec, or Nexium, or any of those things that people are using on very often a daily basis. Do you know Tylenol is the #1 cause of acute liver failure in this country? Yeah, so it's not really safe. It's not safe. So what is a better solution is to actually create health in the body by eating clean, good quality, nutrient-dense foods and cleaning up the whatever chemicals you can have control over, you can clean up. You don't have to use Clorox and ammonia and fluoride toothpaste and aluminum antiperspirant and personal care products with formaldehyde in it. You don't have to do that. So at least you can have control over what you buy and what you put in your mouth and on your body. And don't forget, your skin is very absorbent, so you don't have to eat it for it to cause a problem. So that's what I want this channel to be about. I want to talk about ways that you can clean up your food and your environment and your body and improve your health so that you are not being a victim of them. And you know who I'm talking about. Them, the bad guys. And we can talk more about that. I did another talk on that on another channel, which I can put a link to on this video. I'll put a link to it, and I go into great detail on how the bad guys created the poisons in the environment, how we got to where we are today. Where we are today is dangerous. It really is. It's dangerous. But the good news is that we can do something about it. And if we don't do something about it, ain't nobody else going to do it. So it's up to us, right? It's up to us. We have to take responsibility for it. And it's not that difficult. It really isn't. I'm going to help you with it. I'm going to show you how. So Let me know if this content was helpful to you. Let me know if there are specific things that you want to hear about. Please, please help me out with this channel. Help me to grow it. I don't care about becoming monetized. I have no interest in making any money doing this. That's not what this is about for me. My end game is simply making the world a better place to live, helping people to achieve optimal health and restore the planet to my dream is to have the planet restored to its original condition if it's not too late. And I don't think it is. I don't think it's too late. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, put on the hit the little bell and put all so you get notifications when I put up a new video. I'm going to attempt to do this once a week or more if I can, but I'm not making any promises. And share it with people that you think would benefit from hearing the information. I would really appreciate that. I love all you guys. I thank you so much for your support and hope to see you back here really soon. Have a great day or night.